Today we're going to talk about a mod that is kind of strange, but definitely really cool. This is the one and only Boids, specifically Avian Boids, and it is a really, really cool flight system that is, well, all about birds. It's going to be an attempt at trying to make a realistic bird simulation mod, and although that sounds very interesting and niche, I love the idea of it. This is the kind of stuff that I think is fun to mess with, and right now you can see we do have the center orbit point. This is going to be the center where these birds are going to try to flock around, and well, as you can see, by moving it, they do try to orbit it again. Now, it is very important to note that each of these birds are completely and separately calculating their path, which can definitely make this very demanding on your computer. Even just this much, I am starting to get some frame drops. So your mileage may vary, but do be very cautious of that. But you can see as I do move it, they are definitely going straight for it, and it looks awesome. Now, of course, if you were to remove this centerpiece, well, you know what? Why don't we start from the beginning? It all begins right in the entities. You summon an avian Boid, and there it is. It's a singular bird flying around. Now, this by itself is already pretty cool. If you just want flying birds that are realistic and, well, aren't idiots like these birds, then you've already got an awesome thing going here. And of course, you can spawn them in with the tool gun to make it even faster, and you can spawn in quite a lot. This is, of course, again intended to have flocks and not just singular. And when you do start to spawn in a couple of these birds, they will begin to start flocks. Now, of course, this will take some time, and the birds do kind of have to find their own groove, but it looks pretty good. Like, check this out. If I were to just be sitting up on this building right here and I looked up and I saw all these birds flying around, I would think it looked pretty natural. It also does fill the sky with something more than just, well, straight up blue. And look at this. We can already see a flock is beginning to form. Wow, I feel like I'm bird watching now. I mean, we literally are doing that. And yeah, they'll even come down pretty low, which is pretty cool. They're not just gonna stick to, oh god, they're gonna yeah, they took a dip. Are those birds dead? Let's see what happens when they go into the water. Yeah, we have aquatic birds, and this is kind of, I guess, a bit of a tease for what is planned for this add-on, because the creator does intend to add a fishing mechanic, or a fish mechanic. I shouldn't say fishing. They're going to add dynamic fish in a similar way that this is working for the birds. And again, just kind of giving it some time to kind of all bake in. These flocks will dynamically be created, and then if you did want them to center a certain point, we do have the orbit point that I did mention earlier. Now, all of this, by the way, can be customized by going into the settings here, and then going into utilities and Boids category, and this is where you can see we got a lot of cool things we can change. We can change the orbit weight, the flight speed, so if you want to make them fly a lot faster. Yep, they're starting to definitely get some speed, and it does look kind of goofy when they're all kind of orbiting this low. You can also choose the orbit target distance, which, as we can see in real time, they start to pull away from, but if we pull it in close, things do start to adjust. It's so cool. Seeing this in action like this, it's almost therapeutic in a way. Alright, now what if you did lower their speed? Well, now it's starting to look a little weird. They are honestly a little eerily too slow, and oh god, I pissed the flock off. This is where the FPS issues can really come in. They definitely do not want to be near you when you hit them, which makes total sense. Alright, I gotta get rid of a couple of these. I don't know why my computer is completely losing its mind. There we go. And look at that. Now we can see what it looks like when the flock starts to stick together. I will go ahead and increase the speed. There we go. And yeah, it's awesome. It's not static. It looks very dynamic, and well, it's a flock. You know, it's kind of funny the way they just stick together like that. It's super fun to mess around with, and that's kind of the whole point of this add-on. Now, the cool thing is you can enable certain types of separation, which is really cool. Oh my god, I've already lost them. Oh, look at this. We're seeing a new type of flock. Now they're in more of like a linear display. I'm doing my best to keep up with them, but they are pretty dang quick. Alright, time to go balls to the wall. We're going to spawn as many of these in as my computer can handle, and we're going to see what happens. I'm also going to try to... there we go. I'm going to get rid of some of these to see if it does change up the way that they act. There, again, you can see they're in this very singular line. Oh my god, they actually flew overhead. That was pretty sick. Now, you know what? Let me turn this back on. I don't know if this is going to be a good idea. I don't know if they're going to form different groups or if they're all just going to create some massive flock. That is what we're going to figure out today as my computer is crying on the inside. Alright, we are now in Slideshow City, and oh, look at that. That is a really cool design they're making here. It's almost like a snake, and they come really, really low. Honestly, kind of freakishly low. I don't know why birds would normally do that, but it's fun to look at. And if you wanted to have a almost like fluid simulation when it comes to birds in Garry's mod, as niche as that is, this is your add-on. This is the add-on for you. And again, they're not just making this gigantic flock, they're kind of doing their own thing, and it's super fun to just kind of take a look at, although the lag is probably not all that fun. You guys let me know what you think about this. Do you think these kind of weird, strange add-ons are worth a video? Or do you think there's not enough here to make a proper cohesive showcase? I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. Links will be in the description. Use code NecrosVideos94 if you do want to save 20% off on your next G Fuel order. And until next time, thanks for watching and farewell.